proprietary technology. So please welcome from Bar I, Sir Jamie Edwards.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Jamie Edwards. I'm founder and CEO of Questions. Who thinks that SaaS or software as a service companies represent good investment opportunities, and also thinks the best mark of traction is established and growing sales volume? If you agree with those two things, you might like this pitch. So the problem begins with the neighborhood's favorite hipster bartender. He has realized that heavy pouring and free drinks lead to bigger tips. When you look at this for the average bar doing around $40,000 a month in bar sales, it's costing them $1,700 per month in wholesale losses. How's the industry adopting or addressing this? Well, not very well. They tend to be rather old school in their technology. So the most common method is still using a clipboard and a spreadsheet and manually record the information. Apps are coming into the market and addressing time savings with some automation elements, but don't really have the precision to address the main key point of shrinkage. On the other end of the spectrum, we've got full service systems where you pay an expert to come to your bar, do everything for you. It's effective but highest cost. Bar I fits right in between the apps and the full service systems. A couple of relevant industry trends. You might have noticed that craft beer is kind of popular in this state. At the same time, those delicious $10 craft cocktails are also seeing some good traction. And the two things those two products are doing is increasing the cost per serving, complexity, and risk of serving drinks like this. At the same time, margins are being squeezed, and we're seeing more and more prevalence of regional restaurant groups, like these couple on the screen, that are willing and able to pay to fix this problem. So Bar I's solution is verified hybrid software as a service bars. What does that mean? Well, it means that every time a Bar I client does their inventory, the results are independently verified down to the serving by a Bar I expert. Our results are incredibly accurate. They allow our users to use voice command to record full counts of full items. And in 2018, we're going to replace the 1,000 paper invoices a month, which we currently enter by hand, with optical character recognition or OCR technology through our OCR partners. Compatibility is an important thing in an industry that's so fragmented, and we already integrate with 20 different point of sale systems. We can add in new systems in less than 10 minutes using our system. That compatibility and being friendly with other technologies is a key part of our go-to-market strategy. We come at this from a little bit of a different angle. We're 8 years old. We've had 8 years of profitable growth. In 2017, we did $750,000 in revenue, from 3 recurring revenue streams in 11 states. So why now? Well, the market timing is right. We've seen huge growth in touchscreen point of sale systems in the industry. We're on the cusp of that change in inventory technology for bars. Our product market fit has never been more defined after 8 years of iterations. And in our refined version 2 business model, we're going to bring in new elements, including gamification, AI, and move our existing software platform into a SaaS platform that's highly scalable. Our go-to-market strategy focuses on the clients that we make the most. These clients are small chains. Something happens around 4 or 5 bars where it becomes a lot harder to really see what's happening at your bar. And on the other end of the spectrum, single bars that have high complexity, bars like Avanti Food and Beverage, Sushi Den, an Urban Farmer here in Denver, when they're higher end with 500 products, they use us to simply see what's happening. Our marketing channels also well developed. We've thrown out these days brute force outbound marketing, how we started. And these days, referrals drive a lot of our new clients. We get 80 downloads per month of our free version that then convert to paid. And then inbound, increased presence at trade shows and partnerships are going to drive our growth going forward. On the subject of integrations, for Torchy's Tacos here in Denver, we've already built an integration so they can export their bar results directly into their Compete system. If we do the same for these other 4 companies, who between them have 45,000 clients, just 10% of those through partnerships would get us to our goal in year 5 of 4,000 clients. Looking at our financial projections, first 2 years are actuals. In year 3, we're going to be spending some money on redeveloping and rebuilding that software. We're targeting a Series A round probably in year 3, and that will get us to our goal of 4,000 clients and $6.9 million in revenue in year 5. Our team, again, has been doing this for a while. My background is credit risk modeling for big banks. Our original founder and the rest of the team is just at the back here. Scott's background is in the hospitality industry. He was the founding of Bar I, but also GM of the Red Lion up in Vail for 10 years. And Will McCarthy is our CTO, and he's been helping us with the planning for the software rebuild. Another good news is the amount of interest that's going on in this space at the moment. In 2017, deal volume doubled to over 400 million. The first two companies you're seeing here are bar inventory apps that have seen significant investment. And then the bottom four are restaurant tech and two restaurant back-of-house systems that have been acquired by bigger companies. There's also an obvious data play here. At bigger scale, companies like Diageo and Pernod Ricard would be interested in the data that we have. So today we're raising $600,000 at $2.5 million money valuation for preferred equity, and it's going to be spent on software upgrades and increased velocity with our sales and marketing. Just as a reminder, we're not your average startup. We've been doing this for 8 years. We've iterated. We know what we're doing. In fact, we've done this 7,000 times since inception, precise audits for bars. You're not spending your money with us to build a business. We're ready. The business is ready to scale faster. You're probably looking at a really solid double with Bar I. And at that point, I'd just like to open up to questions, and we hope to jump in straight next week into due diligence.
Hello, Jamie. I have a quick question. There's actually two parts to it. One, I would love to know what your conversion rate is currently from the free to the paid. And the second question is, even though it's a SaaS platform, it's, if I'm correct, it's based on the scale. Is that right?
Yep.
With technologies as quickly as they evolve, how are you going to keep current in the technology that's linked with your SaaS platform?
So first one's conversions. We have a pure SaaS product that's only 2 years old. We've had some conversions, probably not a lot of data to see those conversion rates. The other thing I would say, currently our free product doesn't seamlessly integrate. When we start doing things like adding, you look at the free version, have the first graph available, and try and click on the second one that looks at sales, and obviously instantly be able to upgrade. That's how we're going to drive those conversions higher. In terms of technology and staying relevant, we really think about ourselves as an inventory technology company. So there's a lot of opportunities, things like flow meter into draft lines, little scales underneath bottles. There's a lot more to this. Breweries, for instance, can't use scales because the bright tanks are too heavy to weigh. So there's a lot of different ways that we could bring in, but ultimately we're still focused on solving this problem with different technology.
So just as a quick question, in terms of the actual mechanism, are you depending on the bartender, bar operator to record the appropriate data?
Correct. Yeah.
So given that, you know, if I'm the one who's scamming out a half a dozen bottles, then I'm going to like dump some water in there or put a little bit of weight on there. How are you addressing having somebody who is not particularly ethical being your primary pickup? Because most of the companies that actually come in and do the inventory have somebody who's like trustable.
Independent verification is the answer. So the other thing to say is we already do this, and we do hundreds of audits per month doing this exact system. But the way that we address that conflict of interest is that they count blind, and then the results are independently verified by a user at the Bar I end. We have court managers out who are trying to fudge the system. And also, I'll say that the challenge is this guy wants Jameson, this guy wants Fireball, and this one wants Jaeger. You can cheat the system in short periods of time, but it adds up, and it's impossible really in real life to do it over weeks and months.
Jamie, I think I heard you mention the word gamification. Can you tell me how that would work?
Sure. So gamification is the idea about getting better performance by turning things into a game. When we move the software into our new platform, all the information of all audits will be there together, and so we can start comparing people against themselves. Those of you that have an Epic Pass know that you get pins when you ski a lot. We'll do similar things, but probably most interestingly, when we start to compare clients and their metrics and KPIs against other people in similar spaces to say, you know, your loss ratio is this, or you have the lowest accuracy, or the highest accuracy, I'm sorry, but by pitting people against their peers, just natural human competitiveness, and we're going to harness that.
Got time for one more? Yep.
Thank you. I have a two-parter. This is a great presentation, by the way, and I think this is awesome. That said, so the first part of the question, how long does it take to onboard one client, like in terms of taking all their information, inventory, and putting it in your system?
A full day, honestly. So one of the advantages of us over apps is the ability to put products into the system very fast because we're using existing barcode technology. So if I'm mapping out a new bar, I can scan a bottle as fast as I can pick them up, I can scan. And at this point, again, the benefit of 8 years of operations, our database of products is over 9,000. So these days, when you set up a bar, 90% is in there, and perhaps you're adding 10 products into the system.
And how will it be updated? Like, how frequently are these updates happening?
So we update our master list weekly. That happens already. So our employees and clients that are doing inventory are adding new products into the system the whole time. And then once a week, we update those so that though, it might be the first time you've got this silly new flavor of vodka at your bar, almost certainly someone's seen it at a different bar. As soon as you scan it, it's into the system. Essentially, that's a key difference over the apps, which literally you're typing J-A-M, Jameson, and then it brings up every flavor, year, bottle size. It's very clunky in setting them up.
Got it. And the second part of my question is for sales. How do you plan to grow sales as aggressively as you described? Like, are you going to do partnerships, or do you have some kind of distribution strategy, or I just wanted a little more color there.
Yeah, so it's those 6 marketing channels. So at the moment, 52% of our clients are referrals and general market knowledge. A higher conversion rate on those 80 free downloads per month we get. I think in year 1, we're hoping to convert 10% of those. We currently get inbound requests for product demos. We get 4 a month of those at the moment, and those clients tend to go in at the highest level. But with more blogging, more inbound efforts that are just scaling what we're already doing, that will increase. And the type of clients like Torchy's in town here, we get more sophisticated, bigger clients at trade shows. So part of the marketing spend will be to double down on trade shows. And then, as I said, the partnerships with these guys, as I said, between them they have 45, 50,000 clients. Crunch Time alone has more than 30,000. So the opportunity to onboard clients quickly through partnership is pretty significant.
Thank you. That was a really good answer. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. So we